Welcome to the channel. It's Almighty Den and I'm back again. Today we're going to take a look into the 7-4 builds for NBA 2K26. Now for me, in my personal opinion regarding 7-4 builds, I feel like it's a build to make for fun. I feel like it's a build to experiment with. If maybe you want to shoot over some smaller defenders, maybe you want to be a real paint bully, maybe you want to be super aggressive on the boards. But I think overall, it's not going to be a competitive build, but more so just a fun build to make if you want to have like maybe a Wemby style or something that can dominate on the inside. Simply because looking at the speed with ball, looking at the speed and agility, the build is just very, very slow. Now, if you take a look at this template of this 7-4 build, 240-pound, 7'4" wingspan, you can see that the standing drunk and post control, both 99, close shot 99, you can be a dominant paint beast. Offensive rebound, the wingspan is a little bit low for this one, so it doesn't even go to 99 right here. The mid-range is actually really impressive, so this is more like an outside shooting 7-4 build, so this is good to see. If you have post control and you want to maybe bully smaller centers, smaller players, this could be a very good build. 99 pass accuracy is amazing. Interior defense at 96, block at 99, perimeter defense is a 60. Now I'm going to keep my cap breakers in mind because with a build like this, I could definitely see the cap breakers going to something like speed, because 57 speed is terribly slow, 43 agility is terribly, terribly slow, and that will make you a bad defender unless you're just strictly guarding the paint. But if you get put in any pick and roll situation with the way these guards are going to have lightning launch on legend and all these fast dribble moves, you're going to be absolutely toast on that island if you come out here with a 7-4 build. That's just keeping it as that. Now taking a look at this 7-4 shooting build, you can see an 89 3-pointer, 79 mid-range. Very good shooting from 3-point range with spread the floor out. 81 standing dunk, that's pretty good. 82 pass accuracy. I'm guessing these plus ones will be for the cap breakers. 93 block, 86 integrity. Perimeter defense is trash. Rebounding 92, 87 defensive rebound. And the speed is just very slow. I think if you're going to make a center, going a little bit shorter than 7'4" will just be better overall for your build, so you can go over there and make an impact on the game on the defensive side of the floor. If you're running a 2-3 zone and you're just paint sitting, then fine. But once you start getting 5 out, it's going to be tough, bro. It's going to be tough when they take you out the paint. It's like real life basketball, bro. Small ball basketball is going to kill the 7-4s. Simple. Now, here's another shooting build. You take a look at this one, 81 standing dunk, 80 mid-range, 89 3-pointer, 82 pass accuracy. That's okay, but you won't be able to outlet. I think if you're going to go this big, you want to have good outlet passes. But like I said, the cap breakers and the max badge plus ones and plus twos are going to play a factor. And interior defense is at 86, not very overpowered. 84 block. The offensive rebound should be very dominant, 97. 85 on the defensive rebound. Like I said, the agility at 39 is terribly slow. The strength is good. The post control at 79. Like, the build is okay, but it's not very overpowered. I can identify a lot of weaknesses right there. No speed with ball, no ball handling. I mean, I wouldn't expect you to need that on the 7-4, but if you want to be like Wemby, you would have some sort of ball handling. You would just have to have some. And I just don't see the vision, bro. I don't see the vision unless you just making this build for fun. I feel like if you're going to make a 7-4, the inside would be the most overpowered version you can make of a 7-4. Now for the 7-4 inside build, this is mainly going to be used in a pick and roll. So the standing dunk is at a 90. No shooting. Pass accuracy at 82. The rebounding has to be dominant for this to work because you're going to be setting screens. Roll into the basket to secure the rebound and then kick the pass back out to one of your shooters. 86 interior defense is good. Perimeter defense, your complete liability. You're going to need some perimeter even on a bigger player when you're guarding these builds that have all of these cap breakers and these max plus 1, max plus 2 shooting badges. I'm telling you, it's going to be very, very important. Block 84, that's good. Interior, like I said, 2-3 zone, this could work. This could work. It's decent. But with the 7'10 wingspan, 99 offensive rebound, that should be a problem. You should secure almost every board. 90 defensive rebound, that should be a problem. But the speed is just too much for me to ignore. I cannot lie. Like, it's just too slow of a build, for my opinion. I think this is something that you just do for fun. So If you look at the name of that build, it's a board enforcing dime raiser, Wilt Chamberlain, Rudy Gobert. If you want to be out there like Rudy Gobert, that's on you, bro. But me personally, I think you need a little bit more on this game. It's a lot more you could do by dropping that height down. Strengths, tough to contain on the offensive glass. Of course, you're 7'4". That's the point of making the 7'4" build. You're supposed to dominate. Another strength is a strong physical presence. Now, the weaknesses, can't pull bigs out to the perimeter and pull up mid-range. I can't see his block right there, but the pull up mid-range isn't there. We saw that it didn't have the attributes. The post score. Now, this is another interesting one, I feel. So the post score, this one could be a very cheesy type of a build. Now, this is something I could see players doing to cheese the game. 96 post control with the 90 standing dunk with the 92 close shot. If the hook shots are crazy with the no RNG, you got to green everything on the game, this could be very, very deadly. 80 mid-range can be a problem on the game as well if you can know how to green that post fade. No pass accuracy is not good. This looks like maybe a ones build, a park build, because you got to have pass accuracy if you're in a rec. I'm a rec player. I do play some park as well, but I like to play in the rec and pro-am, so this wouldn't do. 90 interior defense, that's good for a post score. 80 for a block. Solid offensive rebound. The defensive rebound being that 80 isn't that great. If it takes actual skill to get the rebound, you got to green it. That might be okay. But I know from experience last year, having an 85 when you're going against players with 90 offensive rebound is not good enough. And the speed, once again, is just terrible on every 7-4 build. So the post scorer was a two-way paint pounding crasher. Drop steps, automatic buckets. I can see that. Strong physical presence, 7'4". Not a break starter by any means. Not a pick and pop option. We saw that as well. But it had 80, so you could pop in the mid-range, but not the three-pointer. So obviously you got the Hall of Fame brick wall, Hall of Fame post-up, Hall of Fame float game that could be useful. It's going to be a pretty much a post-scoring paint beast. Now here's your faster 7'4" build. When you drop the weight down, you can see this one is at 230. Now with the speed at 62, that's not terrible for a 7'4", but the agility is just going to get you cooked, man. I'm trying to tell you, the 47 agility is just bad. It's bad. The offensive rebound being an 80, the defensive rebound is being an 80 is bad. The interior defense at 78, that's not good. The block at 93 is solid. The pass accuracy at 92 without having the rebound to go with it, I mean, that's not that good in my opinion. I mean, it's a solid looking build for speed, but I don't think you make a 7'4" build to go for speed. I think you make a 7'4" build to dominate in the paint. If you're going to be bigger than everybody, you want to be more like, you might as well go Shaq with it. You know what I'm saying? You're either going to go Shaq or you're either going to go space the floor and kill on the glass. It's simple as that. You know what I mean? I don't think there's a much of an in-between. I don't think you're going to get very cheesy with the moves to dribble. I mean, the 65 ball handle, I can see maybe some players, a small amount of players being good enough to pull that off and get some moves with a 7'4". But when they come out there with guards with all that steel and whatnot, I'm pretty sure it's going to be easy to rip you even with a 65 ball handle. That's not going to be good enough. Speed with ball is too slow, 44 speed with ball. And then like you're sacrificing interior defenses and rebounding to have a 65 ball handle and some speed. I don't see this build having the ball in his hand that much to even need that much speed with ball unless you're out there trolling or doing something for fun to make videos. The 3-point shot is impressive with 89. I'm glad to see that. The mid-range is good for an 80 to space the floor, so that's good. The standing dunk is solid, but once again, man, I think the 7'4s, man, are just something to make for fun. I don't think it's a serious build, to be honest with you, man. Not saying they can't dominate. I'm not saying that some of y'all can't make a dominant one and have dominant games, but inside out diming eraser, unacceptable touch under the basket is not good. Strengths, monster shot blocker, fine shooters from the paint. I think having a Jokic passing type build that can shoot definitely will open up the offense, especially if you're able to shoot over players and that's overpowered. Now I will say, if being 7'4" and the contest system is bad and smaller players can't properly contest your shot, that could be overpowered and that could change my way of thinking a little bit. But even if that's the case, I still think it would be better to go a little smaller, a little shorter on the build than going 7'4". I think you're just sacrificing a lot to be that tall, and it's been like that in every 2K. If you think about 2K25, a lot of the time players weren't going 7'3", they're going 6'10", they're going smaller to get the more attributes. I mean, you can still be able to dominate and be taller and shoot over players with a 7'2", or 7 foot. You can still be 7 foot and dominate, but you might not need to go 7'4" unless you're really just trying to cheese maybe in a certain attribute. I think that is the best way to go about making that build. I think having the highest rebounding, 99 offense rebound, really high passing, high strength, so you can set brick wall screens for your point guard, and then dominating that way is the way to go about it. And try to make them a bit faster, like 65 speed. But I wouldn't be trying to dribble. I mean, you know, you're not gonna have that much offensive game in your bag, but if you could even squeeze out some 3-pointer and some mid-range out of that, that would help. But I think if you want to shoot and do other things, you just need to make a shorter build. I don't think the 7'4" builds are going to have that much range, in my opinion. But they could be fun to play with. I've been seeing builds with no weaknesses. Don't trust them. It's always a weakness in some of these builds. But that's my opinion on the 7'4", man. If you enjoyed the video, y'all be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Until next time, man, Densky out.